I was supposed to be up here this morning for a different reason. But 4 days ago, I got into a car accident with my girls. And so I wasn't able to do what I was supposed to do today, but it was so good. I got the person in front of me, I believe, came into an abrupt stop at the same time I was looking down for a split second and looking up, and I couldn't stop in time, and so I rear-ended him and totaled our car, and immediately I saw God's goodness and provision when I opened the girls' doors, and there was not a touch in their bodies. And I was the only one that had a mark on my body, and that was from the airbag doing what it's meant to do. So I saw God's goodness right away. But the next couple days, I just rehearsed the accident over and over again, and I asked God why. I wasn't texting, I wasn't calling anyone, I wasn't reaching to grab something, I wasn't doing anything wildly distracting. It was just a split second. And I just thought, why did that have to happen, that we would have this trauma, and that, that we would, and again, like I said, I totally saw God's goodness, but I was just wrestling with what felt like this big mistake that I made in a split second. And I just kept asking God why and replaying it 100 times probably. And 1 or 2 nights ago, I was going through it again, and I just said, God, why did that have to happen? And he flipped my perspective in the middle of the night. And he said, and I finally remembered why I looked down. I looked down because we were tired, we were hot, we were on our way home, we were on edge, and I just felt like we needed to worship the rest of the way home. And so I wanted to turn a worship song on for us to finish our ride home. And I looked down just to see if the music was on, and I didn't even push a button. So I looked down, and I looked up, and God showed me that if I had had more than just that split second, if I had had a few seconds to see, I may have made the decision to swerve to the left and miss the truck. And if I had done that, oncoming traffic would have crashed into Karis. And if I had swerved to the right, there was a hill that we would have rolled down. And God just said, I wanted you to look down and think of me. And that was the better way, and that was the better plan, and that was actually his protection. And so in that moment, he just released me of the rehearsing and the guilt that I was carrying. And I just thought, this word is probably for someone else. It may not apply to every situation, but for someone who's asking, why did that hard or painful thing have to happen? And God is telling you, had you gone to the right or to the left, the losses would have been so much worse. And I had a better way for you. And I thought of Isaiah 55, and it said, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. For as the rain and the snow come down from heaven and do not return there, but water the earth, making it bring forth and sprout, giving seed to the sower, bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goes out from my mouth. It shall not return to me empty, but will accomplish that which I purpose it. For you shall go out in joy, and you shall be led out in peace. The mountains and the hills before you shall break forth into singing, and all the trees of the field shall clap their hands. Instead of the thorn shall come up the cypress, instead of the briar shall come up the myrtle, and it shall make a name for the Lord, an everlasting sign that shall not be cut off. So let's go forth in joy and peace. God has a better way.